Welcome to another Deff Dice unboxing. This time we're going to look at the new Trollbloods Character Solo. It's Braylen Wanderheart, the Trollkin Outlaw. This just got released in February of 2015, and we'll take a quick look. So, just has the back is just boring, normal, Trollbloody type stuff. Actually doesn't even give you any of the fluff. It just talks about the hazards, and you're not supposed to lick or eat the miniatures, and to use glues, which glue to use. And then as you can see, the pieces there. So let's crack into this right now. This is be a fairly quick one because it's only one model. So you open it up, got the card, and give me a second to review the card, and then I'll film that. So open this up, and we have got Braylen. Doesn't seem to be much flash, and not a lot of mold lines, which is nice initially. Ooh, there's some flash there. A little bit of flash. Not too bad on the second one. So the two arms, and then the skirt, jacket, whatever you want to call it. So let me lay this out, and then we'll go through the card, and we'll go through the miniature, and we'll take a deeper dive in. So next we'll look at her card. As you can see, she's a Speed 6, Strength 6, Mat 6, Rat 6, Defense 13, hey, it's a little bit more than the typical troll. Armor 15, Command 9. She's got Tough, Fearless, Gunslinger, and I forget what the boot means. I can't remember if that's Advanced Deploy or Steady. She has two heavy pistols at a range 8 with a rate of fire 1 and a POW 12. And as you can see on the back, she's got Camouflage, which basically gives her +2 to her defense when in concealment or cover. Gun and Run. At the end of the activation, if one model is destroyed, one or more enemy models is destroyed with ranged attacks, that activation, it can make a full advance. That could be handy. Leadership, Trollkin Highwayman. They get pass along Opportunist. Opportunist says if they're complete in the back arc of the enemy model, the model gains an additional die on the attack and damage roll. That'd be good, but I'm wondering how often you can get these guys in behind. Prowl. Model gains Stealth while in terrain that provides concealment. So you get stealth and +2 defense. Interesting. I'm trying to figure out how to best use that. And then Heavy Pistol, Luck. This model can re-roll attack rolls with this weapon. Each attack can be re-rolled only once as a result of luck. So it's basically, to use an old 40K term, it's twin linked. So that's actually quite good. And she has 8 boxes. So there we go. That's the Trollkin card. Or that's Braylen's card. So now let's take a look at the model itself. So it's broken down into 4 pieces. You've got your body with the a lot of similar pieces to what you're seeing in, not pieces, but same styles you're seeing in the Highwaymen. Very few, if any, mold lines from this. May help if I keep it on camera. From this point of view. So this looks really nice. And it's since it's a female troll, which they have them occasionally, it's a little bit less bulky than the other ones. The arms have, it's not just a ball and socket, it actually has a piece, or a groove, and not a groove, but a block in there, so it'll align, so you make sure you get the pieces exactly as the sculptor wanted you to. Although I'm sure if you were feeling ambitious and want to do something a little bit different, you could just take that out. But yeah, and actually the guns themselves, they actually, looks like they've not necessarily not drilled it, but they've molded a bit of a gap or a hole in there, which is nice. So you don't necessarily feel you have to put in your drill it out with a pin vise. So there we go. And then there's the cape, which looks really cool. Cape, sorry, the back of the long jacket or the long coat, I'm assuming. I don't know if you want to say she has a cape. And that just fits on there very well. So there we go. Nice looking little model. And since she's supposed to work with the Highwaymen, I think my goal for myself is I'm going to see if I can get her and the Highwaymen painted before the end of, well, this is February. There's no way it's going to happen in February. By the end of March. So that's my goal. I will have a video up just to follow up on this and see how much luck I have, because painting 10 models and a character solo shouldn't be difficult. I've actually put a couple lists together with her in it already, with Gunbjorn as part of that ADR list. So I'm kind of curious to see how this will play. So yeah, so anyone else who's going to be painting this or doing their Highwaymen, just comment below, let us know where you are on it, or even do a reply video, because I think this is set up so you can actually do your own reply video if you want. So let me know. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to blue stuff this together, although I don't know with the weight of the cape if it'll work, but I'll put it all together and then we'll do some size comparison, and then we'll just do the quick overall rating. And I just have to go back and watch my last video to remember how I rated everything. So we'll be right back. So here we are back with Braylen, fully assembled, well, blue tack together, and wow, it's you can tell it's a heavy. You can tell it's a metal model because the blue tack really doesn't want to stay in place. So this is where I go through my opinion on it. I'm assuming people actually want to hear my opinion. So you're gonna get it whether you want it or not. So here we go. So we start off, when I do these, I first look at the sculpt or the pose. Now I'm gonna fight with this more than anything, just with keeping it blue tack together. Overall, pose, I like it. It's fairly dynamic. I mean, she's more of a sort of a standing there shooting at you stance, which, I mean, looks okay. The cape, I like the way the cape looks. I mean, I like the actual detail. Like, we'll just put that down because that's going to fight with that. I like the detail. It's consistent with what they're doing with Trollbloods right now. It's overall, I like it. I don't think it's the best sculpt I've seen from these guys, or in the Trollblood line itself. But overall, I'm liking it. It's I would probably put this. Actually, I'm going to put this at a 4 out of 5. So 4 out of 5 on the sculpt and the pose. I think it could have been a little bit more dynamic, but I think overall it's still a darn nice looking model. Next up, we're going to look at the material mold. Now I know last time we did this, we looked at the Highwaymen, and I think Dozer and Smeg, they both were using some of the resin or resin plastic combination, and metal as well, and at least in the Dozer and Smeg. This is just all straight metal, so their material. There's one thing Privateer Press does really well, and it's their metal. Their metal stuff always looks good. It always fits perfectly. Everything looks good. There's a few mold lines right along the arm. I don't think you'll be able to pull it out, but right around the top of the arm, there's some mold lines that are going to be a bit of a pain to clean up, just because of the style of the bandages, not the bandages, but the ribbons or whatever you want to call it, are on the forearms. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge to clean up. But everything else, all the mold lines seem to be fairly straightforward, and they're pewter, so they're usually fairly easy to just file down or use your X-Acto knife on. So on material, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5, because again, Privateer Press knows their pewter stuff fantastically. Options, now this was something I originally introduced, because Privateer Presses, and I'm not going to go on too much about it, but because Privateer Press models are designed to be put together as they want you, as they're sculpted, there's not a lot of flexibility. I mean, you could technically reposition the arms, but I think that's for more the advanced modeler, and it's definitely not what I'm looking for. But I'm happy with that. I buy this product knowing that it's pretty much the sculpt is ready to go. It doesn't require a lot of additional work other than just putting it together. So I'm happy with that. So overall, so if you add 4 for the sculpt and 4.5 for the material mold, that gives us an 85% overall for this model. So still great model, really nice. One thing that someone had pointed out in the last video that I didn't put anything in perspective to show how big it was. So I've got a couple models. This is professionalism in video casting. So I've got the Rune Shaper. As you can see, Rune Shaper is right around the same shape, same size, just a little bit shorter. Interesting thing though, and I hadn't really paid much attention to this. If you put one of the Highwaymen beside him, he's noticeably taller. And I actually was comparing the Highwaymen to one of the Scattergunners, which I'm working on a painting tutorial for. There's a sizable size difference, so they seem to be scaling up their the size of the new plastics. So seeing them side by side, it's a bit of a night and day difference. So it'll be interesting to see when I haven't bought any of the plastic for the Scattergunners or for the Creel Warriors, just because I've got a full unit. I'm not necessarily needing them right now, but it is interesting to see the difference in scale. I mean, that's almost a good 25 to 30% bigger than the plastic is than the old metal. So it really sort of puts it in perspective. So I just out of curiosity, if anyone has the pewter or the new plastic Creel Warriors or Scattergunners, throw a comment down, or even just let me know, PM me, or just or go to the Deff Head Dice Twitter, Twitter, Tumblr, or Facebook. Or I actually don't have a Facebook yet. I'm trying to avoid that. But the DeffHeadDice.com. There we go. And let me know, because I'm curious to see if there is a sizable difference between these two. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. So, getting back to Braylen. So yes, so she is well within scale of these guys, because this is the male and the female. So overall, so bottom line, nice kit. I would recommend it. I think she's going to do some wonderful things for the Highwaymen. I'm kind of curious to see if that opportunist rule comes into play. If you've had any luck with her already, or been proxying her and opportunist has worked out for you, let me know. I'm just kind of curious, because so far I don't have a lot of luck getting my guys in the backfield of my opponent that easily. And I'm curious if people realize what she can do, if they're going to allow her and the Highwaymen back there without catching a lot of fire. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this, if you like seeing these things, click on like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, throw them in the section below. We've done a few bat wraps, and actually we've done one bat wrap so far this year. I've got two that actually it's another box and battle one, which I'm working on right now, which was against the Kador, against my son's Kador, and my new home setup, which we're calling Home Machine, but I guess it's Horde, so it's a Home Hordes. Doesn't make any sense, but check those out. And if you have any requests or anything you want me to look at, let me know in the comment section below. And thanks again for watching.